Anorexia, Cause and Effect by Washington. Anorexia nervosa affects 1 to 5% of the population, where 90% of anorexics are women between the ages of 13 and 20. Anorexic individuals have low self-esteem, they are depressed, and have a distorted view of their bodies. No matter how thin they actually are, in their minds, they are convinced that they are overweight. Anorexia symptoms are usually easy to notice and usually begins in young people around the onset of puberty. Individuals suffering from anorexia normally exhibit extreme weight loss. Anorexia nervosa has the highest mortality rate among psychiatric illnesses, with a 6% death rate among its victims. Anorexia is a disease in which people basically starve themselves in order to lose weight. What is anorexia? Anorexia is a loss of appetite and ability to eat. There are two types of anorexia. It is the restricting type and the purging type. And in the restricting type, weight loss is achieved by restricting calories. Restricting anorexics follow drastic diets, go on fast, and exercise to excess. Then there is the purging type. And in the purging type, people get rid of calories they've consumed by vomiting or using laxatives and diuretics. Anorexia is most common in adolescent girls and young women, with a typical age of the onset between the ages of 13 and 20. But people of all ages, including men and children, can suffer from anorexia. Anorexia is a serious life-threatening disease. Anorexia can have tremendous consequences to it, like you can develop kidney failure, heart failure, and you can tear your esophagus. You can also develop diabetes, gastric rupture, high blood pressure, and hyperactivity. These are just some of the consequences of anorexia. Anorexia affects your entire body. Anorexia affects your brain and nerves, your hair, your heart, which is what develops your heart failure, your blood, your muscles and joints, kidneys, body fluids, intestines, your hormones, and most of all, your skin. People who start out being anorexic do not know the consequences. Anorexia does not only affect your outside, but it also affects your inside. Seen here is Lindsay Lohan and Nicole Richie. Clearly, they are anorexic, and this is a very prime example of how anorexia affects celebrities also. Anorexia is a disease that not only affects regular everyday people, but the people, no, the idols in our celebrity world. A question that might be asked right now by everyone is, what happens to people with anorexia when they recover? For that is not the question. It is, what happens if they recover? When the body doesn't get the fuel it needs to function normally, it goes into starvation mode. It slows down to conserve energy and turns on itself for essential nutrients. In essence, the body begins to consume itself as the self-starvation continues and more body fat is lost. The medical complications pile up that is of which leads to a loss of menstrual periods, lack of energy and weakness, feeling cold all of the time, dry, yellow skin, constipation and abdominal pain, restlessness and insomnia, dizziness, fainting, headaches, and growth of fine hair all over the body and face. And ultimately, the body gives up and breaks down, which leads to death. Anorexia is something that people all over America need to know about. There are serious consequences at risk here. Please take charge.
And ask yourself,